Well, let's see here. So I have a bunch of stuff that I ordered from Summit Hydraulics. I'm tickled to have it. I've had it for a little while, but the reason I've had it for a little while and it's still sitting here in its unput together state just because I haven't had time for it. There's a lot of pieces and parts here, and one of the things that I needed was the 3-button remote. Sorry, it's the 3-button switch box, and I didn't order that specifically, so I've had to send back the joystick and the 2-button and order the 3rd button, or the three rocker switches. That'll just take me a few more days to get, I'm sure. They've already sent it, and I'm returning the others, and I've got a couple more things here, like the mounting brackets over here in the box, and I am not going to use those right now, and I'm going to have to be tricky on what I do use them for, because I have that cab. I cannot put these underneath the cab, so I've got to kind of figure out what I'm going to do. Before I worry about those, though, my main concern is getting this block put together, getting the JIC connectors and what have you into this block. And I also decided to buy some flat face hydraulic connectors. I do not want to use this Pioneer coupler style. And a couple of hydraulic hoses there and some split loom. So I'm going to try and put a few things together. I bet you I won't get it all done tonight, so I'll just keep working on it. And let's see here. These guys I can put away for the moment, right? And these guys over here I don't need out at all. I'll just stick them back in the box. And shove these guys out of the way. And all of these don't... They're supposed to really be for the Pioneer one, so I don't think I need those. But the bottom stuff, I need all that stuff out. Let's see, it's not open. Just like slot machines there. Woohoo! Everything comes out. Okie doke. I'm going to put these heads back in, pardon me, these dust covers. Put those guys back in the bag. Set it out of the way since they're not going to be helpful right now. If somebody wants those Pioneers, I bet you I could give them away. Maybe I could even sell them. Ooh. Wonder what they're worth. I have to look them up. I know the flat face ones are not cheap. So I have seen some of the videos from other people putting these together. MJA Doing Stuff. Poor guy didn't even have instructions, but mine came with instructions, so I don't think I'll have too much trouble. I have read through the instructions multiple times, and I still have these for. I read through those instructions multiple times, and I think I've got a pretty good idea. I was really confused at first when I looked at it. Going over it multiple times helped me kind of get a better feel, and then I watched some videos, one of them being MJ's, and that really solidified it. So, all right, here's the beautiful instructions. They are showing us here on this this. I guess they're these. What are they called? Manifold, valve to manifold, I guess, things. Anyway, they are in the box. You gotta get them out. They've got some bolts that go with it. And another pair here. I'd opened that box earlier. And the third one. Alright, so as it's obvious, I purchased the 3 valve set here. I wanted the possibility of using a hydraulic thumb on my backhoe. I also wanted to use the top link, hydraulic top link, and possibly what is that? It was the side link looks cool, but I don't know that I have the need for a side link. The top and tilt is, you know, they kind of call the two of them together. So I thought if I got 2, I would ultimately need 3, and I didn't want to go that route, so I decided I'd just get the 3 up front. Do it once. A little more expensive, of course. It was $1,000 plus for the kit. So let's dig in. Let's start it out. So it's talking about here on the bottom to make sure that I take this other hole right here. Let's get this lined up correctly. So if I've got the 4 holes, and then these 4, and then this here. So this is the end where the P will go. Now I'm not going to install this one just yet, but I want to make sure I got that figured out right. And it also says to make sure to put some hydraulic oil on everything you do. So I'll be doing that as I go along. So as I'm looking at this here, I see there's a P on this end, and that matches what it shows right here, this P here. And so that goes towards this other oddball hole that appears to be right here, so this would set in there. Alright, that's excellent. Now, these other connections, they all need to go on first. I'll be back shortly. So, let's see, here on the instructions, the first page shows that we have to park the tractor. I'm inside, so I'm going to skip that. Then it says here to install the hex socket plug number 10 into both the P and the T ports on the manifold. So I figure these are the right ones. These are U10, and it's a number 10. It says ACE ORB. That's the ORB being the O-ring boss. O-ring boss. That's the name. And as you can see here, there's a T and a P on this side, and a T and a P on this side. I don't know which side I'm going to use ultimately, so I'm just going to install them on this end, and if I have to later, I'll change them. Oh yeah, and you can see here that they're going to need some tools. They're not going to just go in easily with a wrench, with pliers or something. What the heck? If it's a number 10, do you think it takes a number 10? It does not. Number 10 is not the right size. How about a number 9? Number 9, it does. Oh, it feels loose with a number 9. And yet 10 is too big. Maybe we don't need metric. How about a 3/8 then? Hey, that's fit. That is nice and secure, so a number 8 it is. Now there's a little bit of a catch in the threads here. Going through it, just kind of putting a little pressure on it, it went in. Not thrilled with that because of course you don't want to screw up your threads on this stuff. It says that we need to put some hydraulic oil on all these connections. None of them need pipe dope. It says here that all ports are SAE O-ring. Do not use Teflon tape or pipe dope. So, just put a little dab. So I went and got some hydraulic oil, but I'm going to do this on the inside without making a mess. That'll be fun. Oh, I hate cleaning up oil in the house, right? I hope you guys never have to do that. If you have, tell me if you have. You ever done stupid projects like this, like replacing your car engine or repairing your motorcycle engine in the house? No one ever does that, right? Okay, so now how am I going to get the oil on here? I guess I dip my finger in, put it on the threads a little bit here and on the O-ring. Sorry, show you. Got a little bit of greasy going on. And stick that down in. And I still have enough oil on my fingers to probably do this one. Put it all over them. All my fingers are shiny. How much is a question, right? No one knows how much is too much. Luckily I did get some paper towels out to keep myself from getting everything all greasy. And take the 3/8 here, tighten it down. Now there are some specs to how tight things should be, and I'm not looking at that. I'm not worrying about that just this moment. Sorry about that. I am not worried about the tightness. I'm going to worry about that later. More important to me is just figuring out how all these pieces go together. Alright, next part. Install hex socket plug number 6 into the valve manifold. Figure 4. So step number 2, installing the hex socket number 6. Shows it in figure 4 here. I think it's this piece right up front that's kind of hard to see. It shows it's going into that top hole. What in the heck? Which one of those is this piece down here? It almost looks like a plug, doesn't it? Oh, here's a plug right here. Okay, this looks like a plug. I tried to organize these things to look, according to their the buddy system. See if I can get them all to match up. This guy's all by himself. Wow, doing good with the camera. Probably have to cut out some stuff. Alright, and then there's these 3 whackers as well. They're a little taller. So I think this is it. Now, if I look at the instructions again, shows it going into the front part of the manifold, right? If I'm following this thing, oh no, well, let's see. So it looks like it's this. Yeah, that picture looks like this one, where I've got these two things on the side, I've got these holes up top, and then this guy will go right in here. Why? And why is there only one? Yeah, no answer. I do not know. According to the instructions, it says, like here in step 5, it shows like 4 ports across the top. 4 ports on all of them, really. Mine's only got the 3. So, actually, maybe the plug... Yeah, the plug doesn't go into that top one. Oh, I totally messed that up. It should go right in that groove right there, you see? That's where this little buddy could go. Boy, I'm not smarter than the average bear, am I? Okay. Get a little greaseroo on the threads and on the O-ring. And that guy's going to go right there. Now, what do you want to bet? That's not a 3/8 hex. Well, first drip. I dripped all over the instructions. Okay. I'm going to slide that over so I don't knock that crazy thing over. That'll be bad. And I'm going to put the lid on it when I'm not using it, because that's going to be a problem. Alright, these two guys were not needed. That 3/8 was not needed. Well, that's too big for a 5/16. How about a 1/4? Hey, looky there. Nice job. Okay. That's in. And again, it's not super tight. I'll really be dealing with that at another time. I'm not worried this moment. The next step down here, number 3, says to install 3 number 8 SAE orb in figure 5. Okay, so figure 5 is right here. Figure 5 shows us across the top, and that's those. They look like they're the ones with the 2. What do you call them? This one right here, where it has 2 bolt heads, nuts. What would you call that? This is the other type, where it only has the one. So this is what it looks like to me. And this number 5 looks to me like they have 2, and then the ones that go in the bottom only have 1. Yeah, I can see it a little more clearly here too. Here in figure 7 it shows 2, and then the bottom ones are 1. Okay. We're playing with fire now. We're not cooking with fire yet. We're just playing with it. Does it matter which way it goes in? If I did that direction, it kind of stops. We go this direction, it goes in further. I don't know that those are a lot different. Both of those seem like they're the same. Yeah, both of them seem the same. What would make sense? Which way do you guys think this should go in? This one has some kind of a washer here. You can see it comes apart just a little bit, and then this side doesn't have a washer on it, just the O-ring. You can see that. Anyway, there's just an O-ring right here. When this unscrews, it's coming off of this end. This end's moving this direction, and this one's staying still. See how it leaves that. Alright, bollocks. Install 3 of those into the valve manifold. It does not say which direction they go. My first instinct would be to take this washer and put it down first. So, you know, without any further instructions, I'm going to try that. And we'll see if that is right or wrong. I'll find out at one point whether it's right or wrong. I just don't know when I'll find out. I might have to take the whole thing apart. That'd be dumb. But I don't know what else to do other than to try it. So I put some hydraulic oil on it and screwed that in. And then I'll take the next one, and that's the end, and get some hydraulic fluid and get that around this O-ring and threads. I'm not left-handed, but I'm doing pretty good there. Alright, and the last one. Take the caps off. And this side would be it. Get some more oil on my finger. Thank goodness the oil on the gallon jug here is just high enough. My finger's just long enough to barely get my little tip in there. And then let's get this one in. I probably have to give them a call and find out. It bothers me just a tad bit. I don't know which way that washer should go, you know, guys. It really kind of bothers me. I'd like to know. Alright. So, put the cap back on the hydraulic gallon jug. Number 4. Install 3 male adapters into the valve manifold. See figure 6. Alrighty. So figure 6 here at the bottom 3. And that, I'm sitting on them. That's these 3 right here. I'll bring these guys underneath there. And these absolutely are the same. They have an O-ring on both ends. They both have the same threads, same pitch, everything. So this isn't going to matter which direction these go. And did I mention that this kit is specifically for the BX? I was tickled pink when they had one that was just for the BX. I don't think, though, they made it for the BX23S with the Curtis Premium cab, because there is no way attaching those mounts to the ROPS are actually going to work. And using one of those long extensions to mount the switch panel inside of the cab, yeah, that is not going to work, especially if you're on the ROPS, you know. So no. Need some more oil here. Alright. Did I mention I'm not left-handed? Yeah, okay. Whoops, I keep dripping. Paper's getting oiled. Paper's getting lubed up. Alright, close that up. Some of this wiped up. Hey, this is coming along, hey? Looking good. Alright, number 5. Install 2 half-inch JICs. Figure 7 and 8. So, bring this guy up here. And 7 and 8 are these two. And where the flip did they go? So I think we must be talking about this one in figure 8. Yeah, it goes in like this on this end probably. I don't see any other spots, so let's go with that. Well, take the lid off the hydraulics. I'm trying to be careful, but you know it's a pain. It's a pain trying to always put that lid back on so I don't knock it off, but if I leave that lid off, I'll knock it off. Yeah, there's certain guarantees in life, you know. That's one of them. Okay, and this one. You know, I'm going to leave that little cap on the top, just in case. And get that one lubed up. And I could wipe my fingers off again. These are a little tight in spots as well. I don't like that. I want the threads to not have to make it feel like you're rethreading. But okay. Nice. Looky there, boys and girls, and anybody in between. Okay, next. Position the ROPS valve bracket onto the manifold. Oh, you know, I'm going to have to use that. That's a guarantee. That one's a for sure. Because this is going to have to mount somewhere. How do you mount it to your machine? Given the hardware. Oh boy. Look at that thing. That's some thick steel. This is going to hold up to some abuse. Now, let's see. If you take this end like this, right, that's the top. This is going to go up like this. It says it mounts. Yeah, mounts like this. But oh, you know what? I don't have these legs on here yet. These guys. What? Legs? Probably not the right word. But they. So, what do you guys think? The instructions here start with this already installed. These couple of legs or stands, but they weren't over here in step 1. So, yeah, got to install them. So here's the bracket, heavy duty, hold up to some abuse. Oh, they go this way, obviously. But let's see, there's just a split washer and the hex head bolt. So not too hard. What size do you think those are? Definitely not that size. That might be a 7/32. Let's pull that one out here. Sure enough, 7/32. I'm going to tighten those down because those probably aren't going to come back off. Set that up. I'm not going to put hydraulic fluid on these. If somebody tells me I should put hydraulic fluid on these, I'm going to smack you. These don't need any hydraulic fluid. There's no O-rings, they're not ORBs, so there. No, I'm not threatening to hurt anybody. Just don't say it, then I won't have to. Okay, there you are. Okay, those three I've used. Hey, it's coming together. Alright, next is this bad boy, or girl. I don't know, what is it? Oh, hey, those holes, man. Alright, so they line up on these two, and they line up here. What these instructions show. No, look, they come over here to this corner. So, in this bottom figure, they line up on the outside holes and they line up on the outside holes, but that's not how this is. Can you guys see that? If I do the outside holes, there's no holes over here to line up. There's nothing along this to do that with. Even though these guys line up right here, there's nothing along here. So I'd have to slide it over. And now these two and then these two line up. That's not making me happy. It's not like the diagram. So maybe the kit is correct and the instructions are generic. What do you think? That's what I'm going with. Over here, again, it's showing the outside holes. But, you know, why do they make these other sets of holes? I bet you it. Oh, I got it figured out. You see how this one is for a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 hydraulic. I'm not even sure what I'm saying. They've got it's a 4-way valve here, and I've only got a 3-way, so that's why it's not. If for a 2-way, it would fit here. This block is probably going to be different sizes. That's what it is. Yeah, I told you, not smarter than the average bear. More bolts, more bolts, more bolts. Let's slide this over a bit. Get this thing. Alright. I had a little knife. Oh, it's up here. Okay. Some of these things, no doubt, I am not going to use tonight. These big bolts, yeah, they're not going to happen tonight, I'm sure. I have a lot more to do after this, including getting that other switch box and mounting and figuring out where. One of the things I'm really concerned about is the mounting of this with the cab and the backhoe. So, if I find a place that I can mount it with the cab on, is that going to interfere with where the backhoe goes? I'm not sure how that's going to work out, right? It's not going to be an easy solution with both the backhoe and the cab. I'm trying to figure out all these nuts and bolts here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 lock washers here. Or, nah, those are bolts. Those are nuts. And we've got these 2 here and those 4. These big guys must go over here with these, so we'll put these away. The lock nuts, the big lock nuts go with the big bolts. That makes sense, right? I've got these tiny little washers. Washers. These tiny little bolts. One day I'll learn how to speak. It's 2 of them. I'm going to put them away for now. And they've also got 2 little lock nuts. Toss those away. And now we've got a bunch of flat washers. And these big ones I'm going to assume go with... No, I'm not making an ass out of you and me, just me. I am putting these in with the large bolts. Call it an assumption if you will. That's what I'm going with. Following my instincts. I'm a real man. Okay. And I don't know about these two, where'd they go? But these four, they must attach this. And we've got these four here, and then we've got these two smaller ones here. Oh, wait. We have those two and these? Yeah, those four and those two. Okay, these two are just a hair bit smaller. I'm thinking they go with these, and I don't know where those go yet. So these ones go together. Alright, so... Oh, crap-a-munga. Alright, ran into a spot. You see? These are hitting here. Can you see that? Yeah, that was... I should have to put that in later then, huh? Instead of doing it. Maybe you can push it through? Yes, I got it. Okay. So, I got it through. Don't have to take it out. But, that might be a wise thing to do that first. Alright, now... the next one comes down here. That one went through easier. And put the washer and... Alright, now that's as far as I can get it until I use a wrench to hold the... Yeah, to hold the nut of the washer. There we go. Oh, I see. Yeah, if I do that before... See, once it's in the hole, it can't move very well. If I lift it up, then it falls down through and it's perfect. Okay. So, get these washers on. Get the lock nuts started. No, it won't start very well. There we go. Crap. Okay, so I'm going to have to go get some tools. I don't have any. You know what? I'm going to hold off on that. I can tighten that later. It is not importante. Alright, here we are. Well, so it was back here. Did I get that done? Mostly. So, number 9, install the washer onto the hex bolt. Number 10, install the lock nut onto the hex bolt. Those are started anyway. Number 11 says, get the pictures down here for you, sorry. Install 4 half-inch female quick couplers to the SAE threaded adapters on the manifold. Yeah, well, as I showed earlier, I am using flat face, and does it matter? You guys see any, male, female? Yeah. Say, yeah, we see him, dummy. Don't you see him? I see him. All right. So these obviously are the bigger ones. Let's open this. And that would look like its counterpart. And that is not going to screw on. They told me about this. I think they told me about this. How am I going to do that? Because they told me that I needed to have some adapters, and I think that's the adapter, but that's not going to go in there. Duh. Does this come off? Like, does that thread inside somewhere? Alright, now I gotta take the whole thing out. Okay, so neither end has threading inside, which I didn't expect. Looking through it, there are no threads anywhere in there. So, this doesn't go in here anywhere. This doesn't go in here anywhere. What's the deal? Yeah, it kind of makes some sense that I have 6 of these, right? Because I've got this one already in there. You know, it's already in this one, and then I've got 5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? That makes sense. But how do they install? You know, they don't, nothing goes in there. Oh, man. Did they send me the wrong adapters? Alright. I'm stumped. See, with the flat face, they have the much bigger hole, which is going to go right on there. I mean, that was dumb. On the Pioneer style, they have a much bigger hole. It will screw on the outside here. So that's indeed what they were intended for. But I want the flat face. And most everything on my Kubota is this flat face, so I just wanted to keep it that way. I don't know how to install this. I know he said I needed some adapters when I was talking with him and emailing him back and forth and stuff. So, but that's not going to go in here, and it's certainly not going to go directly into the block either. I already had that out and showed you, but you know, there's no way to screw that into the block. There's no way to screw that into here or here. There's no other items that came with it that I can see. These are some electrical connectors. These are some bolts for the valves. All of these over here are the flat face connectors. The 3 male and the 3 female. Yeah, great Scott. Alright, now I've got a problem. It is not obvious to me what I can do. I'm going to have to call them and find out what's going on with this connector. So, for now, I'm done. I'll pick up where I left off some other day when I figure it out. Thanks, guys. Bye.